Hi, this is Tim from UK Home Gym, your home for UK specific independent home gym tips and advice. And today I want to ask you a question. Do you skip leg day? Well, I don't know, maybe that's a bit of a tongue in cheek question because I'm not sure that skipping leg day is anything more than a meme, if I'm being honest. But on a serious note, I do think that there are two very large problems with doing training legs or having a leg day if you are in a commercial gym. And I think that having a home gym solves both of them. So the first problem you're likely to encounter if you're training legs in a commercial gym is equipment related. Now you might think, well, my local commercial gym is much better equipped than most home gyms in terms of machines, and it's got a leg press machine, leg extension, and maybe there's a glute ham raise machine or something like that. There, you've got the abductor, adductor machine, all of those kind of things that you're not likely to find in a home gym. Maybe a hack squat machine too, leg press, if I've not mentioned that before. Yes, and of course, there's also, steppers. There's also uh, the fixed bicycle there, maybe a treadmill and stuff like that. And maybe you don't have any of those things in your home gym. And all of that is very true. However, I think, and maybe this is a very conservative attitude to take, but I think that by far and away the best types of leg training exercises you can do are compound lifts. And I'm talking about the squat and the deadlift primarily. And I'm not some sort of powerlifting proponent or whatever. Yeah, I'm not one of these people who thinks that you must only do the squat, bench, and deadlift or anything like that. By no means. However, I do think that if you want the biggest bang for your buck um, when it comes to legs, then definitely squat and deadlift, or some variation of squat and deadlift, are your two best bets. Now, when it comes to squatting and deadlifting in a commercial gym, you may get lucky. You may come across a gym where you've got loads of squat racks. They're always free. A nice dedicated deadlifting platform where you can go ahead and do what you want. But in my experience, going to commercial gyms in the UK and in other countries, it's kind of disappointing when it comes to squat racks and deadlift platforms because I find that there tends to just be one in most sort of small or medium-sized gyms that I've been to. Maybe there's a second one where only PT clients can use it or something like that. But having only one squat rack in a gym, um, it's fine if you go there and the gym's empty and nobody ever uses a squat rack. That's okay. But if you have to go to the gym at a time when there are lots of people there and you're sort of waiting in line for the squat rack, um, or someone is waiting in line behind you for the squat rack, and you sort of feel hurried, you feel like you need to sort of rush through your set, and you're not quite, maybe you have a goal and you're not quite able to execute that goal in an optimal manner. Um, if you have a home gym, your squat rack is always empty, so you can always go and do your squats whenever you like, right? Um, when it comes to deadlifting, I think there could be an even bigger problem because there are a lot of gyms that don't actually allow deadlifting, and for sort of obvious reasons. They don't want their equipment being damaged because a lot of people do drop the weight quite hard on the ground. They might not have a dedicated platform area where you can do that. You might be just lifting off the sort of normal sort of rubber tiles that they have on the ground there. And there are some gyms that are a bit fussy about that. And the other thing is, maybe even if they're not fussy about it, it may be the case that the other gym goers are not quite used to people deadlifting around. And if you're deadlifting heavy weights, then it can make a lot of noise. Um, it can be quite a sort of a visceral kind of sound that some people don't really enjoy, and you can start feeling quite self-conscious about that. Now, of course, the solution is with a home gym, you don't really need to worry about any of those things because you can, you can have your own dedicated space for deadlifting. There's no one to complain about noise, and there's no one to sort of implement any policies about no deadlifting. Now, the second point sort of relates to other people and your own ego. So when you're in the gym, they're doing, heavy squats, heavy deadlifts. Um, it's great if you can really divorce yourself from your surroundings and just get into the zone and do your own thing and not care about anyone around you. That's wonderful, and many people can do that. But I do think that when I'm squatting or when I'm deadlifting and the weight's really challenging, I tend to sort of grimace a lot. I might go a bit red in the face. Um, I might grunt a bit or something like that. And when the weights come down, they come down quite heavily onto the J cups. The squat rack shakes a little bit. The whole garage where I have my home gym, it sort of shakes. When I drop the deadlift down from when I'm finished a heavy deadlift, I'm sort of dropping that just down from the knee. Um, I've been told that you can hear that noise from a good few houses away. If I've got the windows and the door open in the home gym when I'm doing it. So imagine doing that in a commercial space where there are lots of other people around you, and people just sort of enjoying a leisurely little jog on the treadmill, or doing some tricep push downs or something like that, and you're there sort of grunting away, bashing weights around and stuff like that. And some people do find it intimidating, if they're not really used to that kind of atmosphere. And sometimes I think that you can sort of feel that other people are being, a little bit intimidated by that. And it can make you feel a little bit self-conscious. And, that's not something you want to get in your way when you're trying to do something that's quite outstanding. Maybe you're trying to lift a weight that you've never lifted before. You're trying to hit a certain amount of reps. And sure, if there's a bunch of supportive people around you and whatever, and if you've got that kind of environment in your commercial gym, that's wonderful. But I think that's kind of the exception rather than the rule. I think that there's a lot of people who feel a bit, they can sense that people are not, feeling very welcoming to them when they're doing something like that in a commercial gym. And if that is the case, then a home gym is a really good solution to that, because, as I said, you don't really have any of those kind of problems. It's your own space. There's no one to judge you except yourself. Anyway, I don't think most people do skip leg day, but if you do have some kind of leg day anxiety in a commercial gym, perhaps it's for one of those two reasons that I mentioned. And I do think that having a home gym is a tonic to both of those problems, a quite obvious tonic to both of those problems. Even if you were someone who wanted to have a hybrid approach and you decided, well, I'll have a home gym, but I also want to have a gym membership. It could be quite a good idea to do all of your leg workouts at home, particularly if you're doing compound work there. And then the days that you want to do upper body, you could go to the commercial gym. Just a thought off the top of my head. Personally, I don't do anything like that. But, if you really didn't want to miss out on the commercial gym experience, but you do feel some sort of leg day anxiety, maybe it's a solution. Anyhow, I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. Please do leave a comment below if you have any questions or if you have any thoughts on this. I have an article on this matter on ukhomegym.com, our website. So please do check that out. And I'll see you next time on UK Home Gym.